Welcome everybody to Funky Junk Inspiration. My name is Kristi. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel and like, comment, and share any videos you like. Today we're with Take 5, Gone Batty with Take 5. Host Mary from The Painted Peach, Jeanie from Jeanie's Palette, and myself, Kristi from Funky Junk Inspiration. Make sure you check us out over on Facebook too. Hello everybody, so let's get started on this shorter porch laner here. What I'm going to be using is essential stencils to make this board here. This is a scrap board that I've used underneath stuff to paint on, but I have not used it in a very long time. Okay, so here we go. Alright, I'm going to put the haunted house on it and the word EEK, and we're going to put some bats on here. Alright, so here's what we have. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to start dark and go down to a light color. Down here I may even end up putting a little bit of yellow also on here underneath the haunted house. So let's get us started. Alright, so I got some staining sponges here that I've had for a minute, and we're going to start with black up here at the top. So I like to use the Minwax stain. I like to use, because it comes in multiple colors. You can get it in up to 200 different colors, okay? You can get it, tinted, or however, whatever word you want to use, colored in a variety, just like you would paint, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit the sides of this. Now the sides I'm going to go all the way with black, and I will end up going over the whole thing again with the black, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and get a coat on the sides here. Now this board has all kinds of things happening with it. It has some paint on it, it has some stain on it, all kinds of things. So as you can see from the back, see, look at that. But we're going to use it because it's been sitting, I have not used it to prop anything up with in probably a year, and it's just been sitting in my craft room, and I just decided that it was time to get it out of the way. Okay, now I will end up going and doing something on the back. I'm just not sure what I want to do for sure on the back, because I do like to make my signs double-sided. That way you can flip them over. You have a variety of, different ways that you want to do it. Okay, so there is our black. That's what we're going to start with. And like I said, I'm going to kind of ombre down. Now I'm going to just double check, because here is my first E. I want to make sure that that covers the E. Okay, so we're going to do them about that spacing. So the next one that I'm going to do is a purple color. And we're just going to grab this purple right here. Isn't that pretty? Not a pretty purple color. All right, here we go. I'm going to go right up into that black. I might even come back and put a little bit more of the black going down through there. Now, if you notice, let me show you something here real quick. Okay, now see how this purple is a little this purple is semi-transparent, okay? So I had it made in the semi-transparent, all right, whereas the black is solid, okay? That's why that covered more of the wood grain than the purple does. But I am good with it being just like this, okay? So the next color we're going to go to is we're going to go to pink, and this is called Perfectly Pink. I love this pink color, and it is also a semi-transparent. But I'm going to say this about the pink. The pink has a super duper duper, lots of pigment in it, okay? So it seems like it covers kind of like the black does there. Okay, now if you notice as I'm doing this, it's not covering up the paint that's underneath. I'm okay with that. That's not going to bother me at all. And I'm just kind of going up into the purple here. All right. So I'm just kind of, going to put I'm just gonna go all the colors just to kind of get them all in here together, just to I keep saying kinda, just to mix them together. See that? Just for something a little bit different than normal. Okay, I'm gonna get just a little bit more purple on here. Okay, so see how we're just kind of going down. Okay, so down here, what I'm gonna do down here is I wanna lay my letters out real quick. Now, these are gonna have to fit on here at an angle, and that's fine with me. That's the way I wanted to do it, and maybe partial letters off the board. Our event today is all about bats, and so this has a lot of bats on here that we will also stencil onto our stuff. So never fear. Okay, so down here is where we're gonna put this haunted house. Now I don't know that I'll do the moon, but I might put the moon on here. But as I get down here, I kind of want some light, some reflection type of thing. So now that I've put that pink on there, I'm gonna grab my unicorn spit, okay? And we're gonna take the unicorn spit right here. This is unicorn spit. It's a gel stain, it's super concentrated. And I'm just gonna grab, I didn't bring another sponge with me, so we're just gonna grab paper towel, and I'm just gonna put some unicorn spit onto this rag here. That was a lot. I definitely don't need that much, but we're gonna go for it, okay? So in the center, we're just gonna kind of get some brightness happening. See that? We got some brightness happening in the center. Again, I've got paint on here, and I'm okay with that paint showing, okay? Now I'm gonna grab some orange and put some orange on here too, okay? And we're just gonna kind of go around the edges here with the orange, okay? And up into the pink with the orange, okay? All right, see, I almost covered up that yellow, but that's okay. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna lay that down, get us another rag. We're gonna come back with some more yellow here. Helps if I open it up. Some more yellow. And just start working some more of that yellow and orange together here. Okay, so it's not like a real light color that's happening on there, but just a little bit, you know? Just so when we put that on there, it almost will look like it's shiny in the background, is what I'm thinking. I don't know, we'll see how well we like it. I'm gonna come back with some more of this pink, and I'm gonna pull, okay, I'm gonna get just a little bit more on my rag here, and I'm gonna kind of pull some of the pink down also on here, just like that. Okay, so let's look and see what we have happening here, and if we kind of like. See how it just kind of goes from dark down to light. I don't have very much pink here in the middle, so I'm gonna get me some more pink, and I'm gonna kind of work it up a little bit on this board up into the purple. Okay, and I'm just kind of blending them together right there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the purple, and I'm just going to kind of blend it and have it going a little bit more up into the black, just like this. Okay, so see how that just kind of looks like it's just all blending together. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black that I had on here, all right, and I didn't do the bottom here. I'm going to grab some black stain here and get this bottom darkened up with the sides. Okay, And oh gosh, do you see what I did there? That's okay though. We'll fix it, not a big deal. It's okay that there's a little bit of darkness up in there. Oh my gosh, got it all over my hand. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna, there's a bunch of stain right there. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna kind of work along the edges here, okay, to kind of shadow this all in together. All right, a little bit darker in the corners like that. Okay, see that? And up through the top, up through here. Okay, so see how our board looks. I think that looks kind of cool, you guys. All right, so here we go. I decided to do a voiceover on this part just so that I could speed some things up. But anyway, right here, I am just lining up the letters of the stencils of the word EEK and then our haunted house at the bottom. If you notice, I am putting the stencils on a little bit crooked just to make sure that I can get them all on there. And of course, our theme is all about gone Batty. So of course, we'll add some of those bats on there and possibly even put a little bit of extra ones on there. So here I am just making sure everything's going to fit in the way that I want it to fit. Now my haunted house doesn't fit completely on the board. It's not quite wide enough or long enough, but that's okay. We're just going to put what we can see on there and it'll be perfect and just fine and look fantastic. Okay, so now let's move all this out of the way and let's get started on our stenciling of the haunted house right here. I'm going to use this, it's called charcoal. It's the Rust-Oleum chalked paint I buy in the quart. Put them in the FIFO bottles. I love that paint. It's nice and thick and easy to stencil with. It's not quite black, but it's a really, really, really dark gray. And I think that's going to look really good on this board. So here we go. Again, don't get a whole bunch of paint on your stencil. Make sure you work that paint up in the stencil brush, and then get your paper towel. Make sure you don't have big blobs. Now, when you're doing a big project, when you have big areas, you can do a little bit of offloading on the actual board where you need a lot of paint, like the big open spot at the bottom there, which you'll see me do here in a minute. But now I'm just working this all into a circular motion and just getting this completely covered. I guess I can't say completely because I do like the rustic look, so I don't try to get every single little spot. But right there's where you've seen I went straight in from the paint to the board because I had a lot of extra, there's a lot of paint that needs to be in that open spot. But I do not recommend that if you're going in right at an edge. That's what can cause bleed through. And as you can see here, there is our haunted house on the bottom. I think it looks really good, and I love how the yellow looks kind of like it's got a light, even a fire behind it. So, all right, so let's start working on the letters here. Now, I don't want to use the charcoal colored paint on the letters because the top of my board is black. So we're going to go in with a little bit lighter of a gray. Now, right here, I'm just making sure that my letters are all gonna be lined up good. I kind of like the idea of them overlapping just a little bit like at the corners and stuff like that. So it doesn't look like I'm perfectly lined up here, but that's okay because, we have to start somewhere. And I'm gonna start, I believe I'm gonna start down here on the K with this light gray. And again, just working my way in a circular motion to get all that paint on there. So I'm going to speed this up so that you're not bored watching me just stencil right here. All right, so we've got all of our letters on here and then the bats that would fit on the board from those stencils. Now, I like how that looks, but I think I want
I want a little bit more. I want a little more texture looking to it, maybe even a little scary looking. So I'm going to add the charcoal gray on top of the light gray, and I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of just rub it in spots, okay, and kind of give it a smoky look. See how that kind of looks a little bit smoky? It's given those letters dimensions and even our little bats dimensions, and I really like how that looks. And of course I look at it and think to myself, okay, let's add some white on there. I mean, why the heck not, right? So I'm going to do the same thing again. We're just going to barely put some white on there. And that just really made those letters pop. I really, really liked how that turned out. So, you know, you change your mind 16 times when you're doing a project, right, ladies? So I really like how those letters came out, you guys. I think that looks really good. But now my house at the bottom, he looks kind of flat. So let's do the same thing with the house down here. Here we go with the charcoal. Or no, excuse me. I put the light gray on top of the charcoal gray. Right there. And this is how our project came out. I really like how it looks. I did put some more bats on there, but I think it looks like the EEK is almost like a smoke that's coming up from the fire behind the house. I really enjoyed how this came out. Piece of scrap wood, ladies. That's what we got done there. Okay, again, today is all about Gone Batty with Take 5 with hosts Mary from the Painted Peach, Jeanie from Jeanie's Palette, and myself. Please subscribe to all of our channels, and I hope you enjoyed this, and hit that little bell.